we can move on to the AFC South, which probably the worst division in football. So that's good. So this is, what the team that I have winning is the number 4 seed for me, because I think this will be one of the teams that wins the division, but they're still worse than some of the wild card teams. And that's going to be the Jaguars for me. I have winning the division. Yeah.
Wow.
With Liam Cohen coming over from the NFC South from the Buccaneers, I think he's going to go crazy with BTJ. I think BTJ, Travis Hunter, and then you have, I'm not as hype on Travis Etienne, but he's still there. And then you have Tank Bigsby, who was a beast last year. And you have Bayshul Tootin. Tootin that rock. So between those 3 running backs, they got to make something work. So I think that offense is going to be scarier than a lot of people are giving them credit for. I have the Texans at 2 and missing the playoffs. And then I got Titans and Colts at the very last. So all those teams are going to miss the playoffs, in my opinion. Tony, you got something to say? Who you got?
Well, I first off want to say that I actually think you putting the Jaguars to win the division is respectable. Like, I'll give you that. And I'm not going to lie, I went back and forth between the Texans or the Jags for a while. I agree with you. Like, I think Liam Cohen makes such a much bigger difference than people realize he will. However, in this instance, there's still a lot of questionable things with that team, and especially around Trevor Lawrence in particular too. So in this instance, I just went with the Texans because they seem to be the safer choice, and I think the more experience they have over the Jags will this year prove helpful to them. But I will say I do disagree with the running back take, though. I think all 3 of those running backs the Jags have are awful.
Brother.
So real quick, like, I understand what you mean by the 3 running backs, but also when you have 3 running backs, none of them get in a rhythm. Like, that's the biggest thing is if you get 8 carries, all right, cool. All right, go get a quick blow. And that's next guy's up. Like, wait a second, I'll just kill it out there. What do you? Quick blow on the sideline. Get some air. That's all it is.
Okay. All right.
No pause. That's so with that, you get 8 carries, and then you're like, wait a second, I just rushed for 30 yards. Why are you pulling me out for? You know what I mean? So I think there could even be some clashing of heads between running backs and coaches of, hey, I want more touches. Well, no, this guy's doing well, or you're going to get more because this guy's not doing so hot. Then it's going to be a problem. That's why I took Texans. Texans 1, Jags 2, Titans 3, Colts 4. Again,
Colts 4. At least
I don't mind. I don't mind the Jaguars pick at 1. I think the Texans are a more complete team.
I'd agree with that as well.
On both sides of the ball. I mean, again, let's hopefully CJ Stroud can play a little bit better than he did last year. I know he kind of had that sophomore slump.
Yeah.
But again, I think if he steps it up a notch or 2 above, I think this Texans team will be just fine in the AFC South.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off that real quick, I just want to say I do believe CJ just had a sophomore slump last year. And I'm just more confident in CJ than I am in Trevor Lawrence right now.
Yeah, I agree as well. If you're going to be a quarterback for this season, I'd take CJ Stroud all day.
Yeah.
You guys are breaking my heart. Honestly,
sorry, Ryan.
I feel like, first of all, Trevor Lawrence, when he's healthy, is a good quarterback. I don't think he's like the best of the best, but he had some health issues last year, and that was, the problem for him, in my opinion, as to why he was not necessarily even good when he was on the field. I think he has playoff football in him. Obviously, he won a playoff game, so something he's done that Justin Herbert has not. But
I agree.
So I don't think Trevor's really an issue. And then the running back thing, I think those three guys, I think they're all just stand-up guys and they're just not selfish, You just can't be selfish. That's all it is. It works in Detroit with Gibbs and Montgomery, but those two guys are not selfish.
They get it.
Right? Those are amazing running backs as well.
Well, yes. I mean, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby are equal to Jahmyr Gibbs and Montgomery, but the approach of having multiple running backs works in Detroit. I think that you're going to see more teams try to take that approach where you're not necessarily having just a Saquon or a Bijan who's just the workhorse taking all the carries, because you also see
you constantly want fresh legs, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that's a huge thing, and you see that with guys like McCaffrey, who are amazing running backs, but their teams just ran them into the ground, and then they end up getting hurt and unavailable for their team. And then you see San Francisco go out and get Brian Robinson Jr., and we'll see how that pans out. But I like to think that the reason why they went out and did something like that is because they want to be able to give McCaffrey rest. And you could see the sort of same logic being applied in Jacksonville, where it's like, okay, Travis Etienne is maybe more of the pass catching guy. Tank Bigsby's the tank, for lack of a better term, that you use on the goal line. And then Bashul Tutin, get him on the outside, and he's got a lot of speed. So you can you figure out different ways to use these guys. And then maybe one of them doesn't pan out, but maybe two of them do, whatever.
Yeah.
Or even if it is a thing where one of them does take the backfield over and does become the workhorse, well, you at least have to go through those three guys to start and take some time to figure out who that guy's going to be, who's going to step up. So I think that's what I was getting at. Not that they're all necessarily going to always get touches, but having more guys to choose from, you got a better chance.
Yeah.
It's a deep running back room.
Right. So a running back by committee has become more, I'd say, common in the NFL recently. Again, with running backs getting this kind of workload. Imagine if CMC had a running back by committee. Oh my God. I think he would still be just as good.
I don't think he would have ever been injured.
I don't think he ever got injured. Right. If it was him and Jonathan Stewart on that Carolina Panthers team, just ripping through teams.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Jonathan Stewart's on the team, if I'm correct.
I don't know if they were on at the same time, but he would either right after or right before.
They might have overlapped a very little bit. But if they had overlapped more, or if in an alternate dimension where they were both on the team for their whole careers the whole time together, that'd be a crazy pairing. That would have been Sonic and Knuckles before Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah. Literally.
Big Bryce says Sonic and Knuckles offense. Exactly. Hey, it's a recipe for success. I think I'm not really sure what he's saying, but
I don't know what that means.
The Jags. He's saying the Jags is the new Sonic and Knuckles offense.
It'd be like Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, right? Those the big three.
Yeah. So Bashul Tutin is Tails, basically. I think in that scenario, something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
But so you guys are wrong. So. All I gotta say is Duval.
No.
Oh God. No.
God no.
Sorry,
I do.
Sorry, Tony, you had something to say.
No, I do just want to make up one last good point about the Jags. I'm sorry I keep talking about them, but I feel like this is important.
Go for it.
So a lot of these horrible offenses last year had no offensive line, and a couple of them made a lot of good moves to improve on that. Like the Pats and the Bears, for example. Those are just two teams I'm going to throw out. But I don't think the Jags have. And they had really not very good success last year with ETN and Bigsby running the ball. I just don't see, like, even bringing in Sutton, I just don't see how that's gonna improve. I mean, really, they have Liam Cohen going for them. That's about it. But like, I just don't see the necessary improvements on that offensive line like I've seen these other teams make. And that's my last thing about the Jags. I promise.
It's a good point. No, that's a valid point. But I raise you, Duval.
That's all you got.
That's all I gotta say.
That's all you got.
Nothing I can say against that.